we went to the Nationals that year, and I saw this Mike Tyson, a little short guy like this, about my height, and Avery Rawls was about 6'3". I said, I don't see nothing so tough about this guy. But the problem, I didn't get a chance to really see him. I just heard about him. His name was like crazy, Doesn't mean nothing to me. But usually all I need to do is see you move in a shadow boxing or something like that. I got it right here. And that's the way we plan all our fights. But for that fight, I didn't get a chance to do that. And the bell rang, I see this little guy coming out, little guy. I hadn't really seen him come out. Yeah. What the heck, this little crazy guy. I'm saying to myself, then here you come. All of a sudden, I told Avery, he did that next thing, boom, bam, my guy's on the floor. What? You gotta be kidding me. Avery's down. Avery's down. When I started out, after I retired, I started training fighters. And like I say, I had some great young prospect, And there, Kenny Kroom is one of them. Oh, I think he's over in the corner there somewhere. Kenny Kroom. I started him off at 12 years old. Wow. And I had a kid by the name of Avery Rawls. He walked in the gym, didn't know anywhere to go, and we met together, a gentleman from Texas. He didn't know anything about boxing. Yeah. I took him, next thing you know, he had won the Golden Gloves, went to the Nationals, fought Mike Tyson. Wow. Yeah. The only fight he lost to was Mike. He beat everybody but Mike Tyson, And that's why, then after that, he retired. Not retired, he turned pro. Yeah. Then Mike turned pro as well, Henry Tillman is another guy that was training in our gym, who fought Mike for the national championship and beat Mike. Beat Mike. He's out of the gym. Wow. And they both turned pro, and Mike, grew like the stars. Just went over. Tillman went up. He made it as well, but I think they fought too early. Fought again too early, and Tyson got his revenge on Tillman. But that's quite a story with these guys all in the amateurs together. Yeah. Which goes to show, if you lose a fight, the only way you lose is you accept it. Otherwise, it extends you. It. I like that. It does. It lays a foundation for you to grow on. Yeah. You see, and Mike Tyson is a good example of it. Yeah.
Essentially, just because you lose the battle doesn't mean you lose the war.
Absolutely not.
The war is just multiple battles.
That's right. You grow.
Amen.
That's where you get your strength from.
Amen. I like that. Right. Now, did you ever get the chance to meet Cus D'Amato?
I didn't meet Cus personally. Well, I probably shouldn't say that, because in the national, my fighter Avery Rawls fought Mike Tyson in the finals of I think it was the 84 Nationals, championship. And then Tyson beat my guy, beat Avery. And, we shook hands after all, he was a good guy, he was busy. I didn't know who he was. They was talking about this Mike Tyson. Everybody's talking about Mike Tyson. Who is this Mike Tyson? I don't know anything about Mike Tyson. I got a Avery Rawls here, a young kid, only had a few fights, you see. So when I got to we went to the Nationals there that year, and I saw this Mike Tyson, a little short guy like this, about my height, and Avery Rawls was about 6'3". I said, I don't see nothing so tough about this guy, But the problem, I didn't get a chance to really see him. I just heard about him. His name was like crazy. Doesn't mean nothing to me. But usually all I need to do is see you. If I just need to see you doing something, moving or shadow boxing or something like that, I got it right here. And that's the way we planned all our fights. But for that fight, I didn't get a chance to do that. And I'm trying to find out who is this guy, Mike Tyson, when we got there, because I came up late after they got to the quarterfinals, I think. And guys told me, yeah, Mike, he won the juniors, he did this, he did that. So I'm thinking, I said, okay. And someone showed him to me. I said, okay, Mike Tyson, I said, only one way he can come. He can't stand outside in boxing, he's not going to run, you know what I mean? He's going to fight you. So I told Avery that night, Avery, I said, everybody's talking about this guy. And these guys would believe anything I say at the time. I said, listen, I said, he can't box you, you know what I mean? He's not going to run from you. He's going to the center ring. I said, when the bell ring, meet him in the center of the ring. And start using your jab. He said, okay, coach. And the bell ring, I see this little guy coming out, little guy. I hadn't really seen him come out. Yeah. What the heck, this little crazy guy. I'm saying to myself, he walked from his corner to the other corner, because we always had a policy. If you get to the center ring, you got more room in the center ring than you have anywhere else in the building. And so when you get in the center ring, you don't back up. You go in a circle. Like a bull can't charge on a circle. He can charge in a straight line. Instead of step back, you just step, you just keep turning. So I had all these in, presented to Avery. We had worked on that stuff. But I looked up, here come this little guy from the other corner. I hadn't seen him. I just made the statement. Then here he comes. All of a sudden, I told Avery, he did that next thing, boom, bam, my guy's on the floor. What? You gotta be kidding me. Avery's down. Avery's down. And by that time, he jumped up. When he jumped up, he jumped up too quick. Yeah. And I was going to tell him, I said, listen, take a run, get back to the corner, here you come again. Boom. And they fought like animals, for the rest of the fight, for the whole 3 rounds. It was a 3-round fight. And Tyson got the win, But I thought he was an ordinary guy. And he turned pro, he become a monster, this little guy.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the same guy, He's walking out, knocking him dead, one after boom, boom. I got looking for the first couple of fights, Next thing boom, boom. He just keep knocking these guys out. And some of these guys were credible guys, I said, well, I got to take a look at this guy, man. Sure enough, there was Mike Tyson. He was, and his coach, not his coach, his manager, can't call his name right now. Cuss. Yeah, Cuss still on. Yeah, he was a nice guy too. But he was smart. We chatted a little bit. No buddy, just because we came by, shook hands.
He's fighting again.
Mike.
He's doing an exhibition match here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I think he need to go and sit down.
Yeah.
I think Mike, I think he should, you can go so far. Of course they should make a lot of money. It's good. But at a certain point, I don't care how good you are, there's a cutoff line.
Yeah.
You either going the other way or you end up getting hurt or something like that.
Yeah. And I think it waters down the legitimacy of the boxing
and
for those that are legitimately pursuing boxing.
And quality and the quality. This kid, Mike Tyson, had a unique style. He was unique because he was so short, and he punched so short. Yeah. The guys couldn't adjust to it. He's heavyweight. He's very effective. Yeah. Doing that, and I got a lot of respect for him.
Yes. The torque and the hips. Yes. It looked like the punch just was almost like he had like a line or a screw right into the hip. He's coming right with the hip.
Absolutely.
You don't think anyone could copy that? It's just how do you even?
Well, that
I'm pretty similar.
There, as far as copying his style, you got to start really early. Yeah. Number one, and there are very few Mike Tyson. Yeah. Yeah. None. He had such a program. He had a good team with him They knew what he could do, when he could do it, how he could do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was outstanding. It was new.
Yeah.
Right away, and they had the ability to pick the opponents that they want, the right style for the fighter, and this guy maximized it.
Yeah.
You know, and I watched him early. I know the guys that would have trouble with him would be the boxers, who understand it, who know how to box, who know how to get a center ring and turn the fighter. Mm-hmm. But like I say, they did a good job with him up until you get to there's a learning curve. A lot of it, you start early, you can be just on regular strength, ability, and punching power. But once you get up to a certain point, and you start meeting those top quality guys, like you can't knock everybody out. You know what I mean? And no matter how hard, if some guys don't want to go, they ain't going to go. You know what I mean? They know how to hold. They know how to move.
Was like that.
Yeah, they know how to do it, and they're tough.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna run those guys. You're gonna run into those guys. So it's okay to take advantage of the fact that you're quick, you can punch, you can do all these things early in your career. You're up till you get up to a certain point. Mm-hmm. But you got to be taught the other things in the meantime. And once you get to that certain point, you'll meet somebody that can punch as hard as you. You're running some guys as tough as you are, take a good punch, a better punch that you take. And so you have to be prepared for those days as well. Because number one, what happens if you can't knock a guy out? If you don't know anything, just knocking the guy out and they take that away from you, you're in a world of trouble. So the advantage in this boxing, you want to see the guy, number one, and you take away his greatest ability. If he's a puncher, you take his punches away from him. If he's a fighter, make him box. If he's a boxer, make him fight. Just do what he's not quite comfortable with, and that's the objective. Take him out of his comfort zone. You can be the greatest guy in the world, but if I get you out of comfort zone, I didn't figure you could outthink me in that ring. So those are the kind of things that you look for once you get to that stage in his career.
That's incredible. Mm-hmm. This is going to help so many people.
Yeah.
I've been in business for the last 6 or 7 years, and I try to use sports as a analogy and reference to business because it's so similar. And I've been in jiu-jitsu for the last 3 or 4 years, so that's I don't know if you watch any UFC. That's submission wrestling.
I haven't. I know about it. That's where I got started in boxing, in judo, in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how my coach. My coach was that was his business, judo.
Yes.
And I was on the ship. I couldn't box, so he said, "You teach me boxing, I teach you judo."
Yep.
And that's how that was one of the greatest experiences in my life.
Yes. Yeah. So very similar.
This you got to think.
Yes.
And judo. That's what I like about
absolutely
it. Mm-hmm.
Last question I'll ask is any familiarity, and I know there's got to be because I know the Mayweathers have a gym in Vegas. So what type of associations did your career lead to? Knowing the Mayweathers or having some type of relation with them.
Yeah. See, I owned a gym for 46 years in California, the old Who Street gym at the time. And his father was doing really well at that time. I had a kid by the name of Kenny Crooms, who was doing well at the time, and a kid by the name of Pete McIntyre. And see, at this time, these guys was top amateurs who turned pro. His dad was turning pro.
Was Pete the Philly kid that fought Tyson?
No, Pete McIntyre was a light heavyweight.
Okay.
Yeah, he fought for the title.
Okay.
But he was a little weight on the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, weight on the mic. Yeah, right. So I don't know what I'll tell you, but anyway, his dad was a great boxer. Great boxer, well-respected guy. And I had Kenny Crooms, who I got a picture over here somewhere, who was pretty close to the same weight. And we thought somewhere during the time, they were going to meet. So I used to watch his dad for 2 reasons. Number one, the fact that he's a good fighter. He came to L.A., fought somebody, and I watched him because I figured. And the next reason was I'm watching because I might have to fight him, get a chance to fight him with Kenny Kroon, because they was in the same area, around the same quality of fighter, and he's quite a fighter. Yeah, quite a goody, game guy.
That was Mayweather's dad.
Yes,
Yes,
he was, and he did quite a job with his kid, Floyd. And the good thing about it was Floyd grew up in that environment, man. And this kid, watched his dad, followed his dad, respects his dad, and next thing you know, he might be one of the greatest.
Who would you say is the greatest? And we'll wrap up with that.
Oh, naturally, for me, respect to everybody else, but my greatest guy was Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yes.
Yes, Sugar Ray Robinson back in the day. The guy could box, he could punch, he could move, he could think, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And he was flashy.
Did you ever get to do any work with him?
No, I not work. I had relations with him because at the time that I was running the gym in LA, we were always involved with the youth, and charitable type of organizations, things like that. Well, he had a program called the Sugar Ray Robinson program.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, my son was in that program. Not only my son, some of the other kids in the neighborhood there in Los Angeles. And that's how my relation came to Sugar Ray. And I know him. I'd been to his house there in LA. And my partner at the time that owned the gym with me, Henry Davis, they all kind of grew up in that same environment, as a fighter.
There's a lot of young people that watch my podcast. If you could leave them with one thing, what would you leave them with to have a better life?
Better life?
Just a better life.
Number one, the most important thing in your life is your life. Number one. And if you treat your life with respect and treat everybody around you with the same kind of respect, you have a great chance in life.
Thank you very much. This was Thell Torrence. Is that how I pronounce it?
Torrence.
Torrence.
Yeah, right.
Thell Torrence. And a phenomenal man, a veteran, a boxer himself, a renowned coach, and much more. And a great father. And more than that, grandfather?
Oh, yeah. Grandfather,
Great-grandfather?
Right.
I don't know. You seem very young, though. So thank you again for your time, sir.
And I've been inducted in 8 different Halls of Fame.
8 different Hall of Fames.
Right.
Wow.
That's it. Hall of Fame, yeah.
That's incredible.